Hello, grade 8 math. This is 2.3, using models to divide integers. So we've learned multiplying, now we're doing dividing. I'm going to start with something simple, and we're going to kind of use it to set up ourselves to use a model of number line to figure this stuff out. So first things first, and then I'll throw some rules in at the end, which are also much simpler, in my opinion, than the addition and subtraction ones that you learned last year. So here there is 12 divided by 4. Simple question. We already know it's 3. But let's just think about this. This 12, we could have divided into 4. So we could have drawn 12 dots, and then we could divide it into groups of 4, and we'd find out there's 3 groups. But if you remember, there's also, division. The opposite of division is multiplication, right? They're opposite operations. So we could have also just flipped this, right? Yeah, move the question mark up to where the 12 is and the 12 to where the question mark is. So question mark times 4 is 12. And we could have thought, how many groups of 4 would get me to 12? And we could draw one group. There's 4. Okay, we're only at 4. Add another group, 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, we're at 8. Add another group, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 8. And we're at 12, which is what we're trying to get to. So question mark would be 3 groups, right? So 3. But we're going to use a number line and start off with just kind of these rules here, okay? So this is the big thing. This is something you'll need to know for this model. How this works is we start at 0 on the number line, and we're going to move towards our first number. So in this case, I'm going to start, I have positive 9 divided by positive 3, okay? Let's move this down so that we're just looking at this now. Positive 9, and we're going to divide by positive 3. So we're going to move from 0 to positive 9, which is over here. We're going to move this way, okay? Which is our second rule. We're going to move towards the first number. And the third rule is we're going to think for a second. We're going to think, well, is our second number here, is it positive or negative? So this is talking about our second number, okay? If it's positive, we're going to pretend that we're walking forward. So we're going to stand on this thing, and we're going to take forward steps. So we're going to be looking that way, right? We're looking that way. Let me draw this a little better. So because this is positive, our second number is positive, it's forward steps, and we're going to step forward 3. We're going to do 3, right? We're going to go again, and we're going to go again. Which way are we facing? We're facing forward. So what this means is that this is going to determine, so we took a positive 3, positive 3, positive 3, and we ended up at positive 9. And how many jumps did we take? We took 1, 2, 3 jumps to get there. We took 3 jumps to get there. And we were facing, in the end, when we got there, still facing that same direction. We're still looking that way. So the direction we're facing, this end is positive, this is negative. Which way are we facing? We're still facing positive, okay? Nice and easy. We knew this. 9 divided by 3 is 3. I'm going to throw in a little side point here. We're going to slowly stop using this sign in the middle here, this division sign. We're going to instead use our line here, which this means divide. 9 divided by 3. Positive 9 divided by 3. That's what this sign means. So we'll slowly start doing this as the unit goes on and the year goes on, but we'll stick with what we've known for years, just to make it so we're not confused as we do it. Now, here's an idea. Let's use these same rules. I forgot to write the fourth thing in here. The way you face tells your quotient sign. So in the end, facing to the positive end, that means that it is a positive sign in your answer. Let's do this negative here. We have negative 9 divided by negative 3. I already wrote the answer in by accident here, so let's just erase that. But let's focus on this. We start at 0, and we are going to move toward the first number. So the first number is negative 9. So we're going to move towards this way. We're going to figure out our way over to this negative 9. And it says here that if the second number is negative, we're going to take backward steps of the second value in order to get there. That means we're still facing to the right. We're still facing in this positive direction, but we're going to take negative steps. We're going to backward step. So we got -3, -3, and -3. How many steps did we take back? We took 1, 2, 3. So the value is 3. And in the end, the way we're facing in the end is still that same way. It haven't turned around. Oh, forgot to draw arms. The way we're facing in the end is the sign that it is. And which way are we facing? It's positive. So this is +3. Throw some color coordination in here. Positive divided by positive is positive. Negative divided by negative is positive. Looks a little like a rule we've seen already. So let's see. So here we have -9 divided by +3. So we're talking about opposite signs here. We need to start at 0. And then we need to move towards the first number. So we're going to move towards -9. We're going to move towards here. We're going to end up here, right? Looking at our second value is positive, and that rule, our positive, means that it is forward steps to that first value, okay, of the second value. So forward steps means that we are facing this way. We're walking towards it, okay? And we're walking by the second value, which would be 3, 3, 3. So we're moving +3, so to say, because it's positive forward steps. But we ended up facing which way? We ended up facing over here, which is negative. So where we face is our value there. It's negative, and 9 divided by 3, or we went 1, 2, 3 steps, is right there. So it's -3. So let's observe this for a moment. We had positive, positive gave a positive. So same sign gave positive. Same sign here gave positive. Opposite signs gave negative. Looks a lot like those multiplication patterns, right? Let's do the last one here. Let's flip it here. Let's do a +9. And we're going to divide by a -3. So this is the other option that there is. We're going to have positive first, and we're going to have negative second. Color coordinate it. I'm going to draw my number line. All right, let's start at 0. We're going to move towards +9, which is over here, the positive side, +9, that's where we're moving. The second number is a negative sign, which means we're taking backward steps according to that third rule. So we're going to take backward steps till we get to 9 of 3 each time. So 3, 6, 9. 1, 2, 3 steps we took. We ended up here, but they were backward steps. So that means we were facing away from the direction we're going, which would be over there. We would be facing to the left, and left is negative. So it's -3. And looky here, it looks like it's lining up with something. Let's write it out. Right here we had positive divided by negative, so opposite signs became negative. If we remember our multiplication rules, so here's our multiplying rules. Oh, that looks silly. I skipped a couple letters. Multiply and divide. Let's look at our rules. Positive times positive gave us a positive. Division, positive divided by positive gives positive. What about if we had a positive times a negative? It gave us negative. What about positive divided by negative? So keep the signs in the same order. What happened? Positive divided by negative gave us negative. What about if we had negative times positive? It gave us negative. What about negative divided by positive? It gave us negative as well, right? Negative divided by positive gave us negative. Looks like these rules are lining up so far. between multiplication and division. What about negative times negative? Well, they're the same sign. That gave us positive. What about negative divided by negative? Well, here, negative divided by negative gives us positive. Look at that. This means, unlike addition and subtraction, multiplication and division have the same rules. Same sign, positive. Opposite sign, negative. So in multiplication, it's a positive product if it's the same sign. And in division, it's a positive quotient. Quotient's just a fancy word for the answer in a division question. Kind of like sum is for addition, difference is for subtraction, product is for multiplication, division, we call it the quotient. And opposite signs, if we have opposite signs being multiplied or opposite signs being divided, notice that it's negative in all of those. Let's just get a little close up on that. Here's some examples. Negative 20 divided by positive 4. Well, we know our rules. Negative and positive are opposite, so we're going to go opposite. 20 divided by 4 is 5. What about positive 120 divided by negative 60? Opposite signs. Opposite is negative. And 120 divided by 60. If that's difficult, notice that both end in zeros. You can cancel those out. 12, it's like that moving decimal kind of idea. 12 divided by 6 is 2. And to check, 2 times 60, double of 60 is 120. So negative 2. Positive 12 divided by a negative 3, opposite signs. It's going to be negative still. 12 divided by 3 is 4. What about this one? These ones are going to get into more of the next lesson after the mid-unit review, but I'd like to show them now. We have 8 times the quotient of negative 12 divided by negative 6. So remember that thing BEDMAS, we have to do what's inside the brackets first. So we're going to just leave what's outside the brackets there. We're going to do what's in the brackets first. Negative 12 divided by negative 6. Both are negative signs, which means this is positive inside. Our answer is going to be a positive number because same signs means positive. And 12 divided by 6 is 2. So we have here 8 times positive 2, 16. Okay. Check this out. 12, now it's the other way, over negative 3, which means 12 divided by negative 3. 12 and negative 3 have opposite signs, so it's negative, and 12 divided by 3 is 4. Guess what? This question here was the exact same as this one. It's just showing it in the other way, which is the more sophisticated way. Here we have 8 multiplied by the quotient of negative 12 over negative 6. So we have to do what's in the quotient first, or in the brackets first, because of BEDMAS. Negative 12 divided by negative 6 is what we're figuring out. Put it in brackets. Negative 12, negative 6, same sign, so it's positive. 12 divided by 6 is 2. 8 times 2 is 16. Guess what? This is the more proper way of writing this exact same equation. These were the same. And that is math for today.